Hi, my name's Greg from TP Photography, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to set up the Sony a7 Mark III in less than 5 minutes. So you can see we're in the menu here. We're going to change the JPEG quality to standard because that's perfect. We're also going to change the file format to RAW and JPEG so that we can write to both cards. That way we have RAW to one card and JPEG to the other. We go into the setup menu. Then we're going to go through to the, I think it's the 6th one, yeah, and record media settings. We're going to go in here and then we're going to set the recording media to be sought RAW and JPEG. That means you can see the little thing there, going to write RAW to one card, JPEG to the other. We're going to put auto switch media to be on. That means that if one of the cards is full or fails, then we're still going to be able to keep writing. It's just going to write to the card that's still working, which, you know, for me is probably the preferable setup, because otherwise, you know, it will stop writing completely and you'll have to fix whatever happened. So if the card's full, you'll have to put a new card in. If the card's failed, you have to still put a new card in. So I prefer to have auto switch media on in this case. So the next thing we're going to do is set up the function menu. So you can see here the various features that I've got set on. They tend to work quite well for me. So the next thing we're going to do is go and set up the function menu in the camera. Now to do this, go to the camera setup 2, custom operation 1, so that's number 8, and then go down to the function menu set. And then there you can see you can set all the function uppers. I changed number 1 to be face and eye priority in AF so I can disable or enable face detection quite quickly. And then for number 4 and number 5, I tend to have it for steady shot focal length and steady shot, so I can do that with all my vintage and manual focus lenses. I can just quickly change that without having to go deep into the menus. For number 6, I have that as subject detection. That means that I can change between human and animal pretty quickly. Then the next one, I have silent shooting on function number 1, because then that means I can enable silent shooting or not. I tend to have this on the function menu so that I don't have to worry too much about having to do a custom hold or anything like that. Now finally, on function lower 5 and 6, I have Aps-C Super 35 mode. These basically just let me shoot cropped in or not. Obviously on the a7 III you get a lower megapixel, but you can see here the idea of how it works is that you go into the Super 35 mode. Now it's on the menu, and then you just say auto or manual, and then that will zoom in. So you can see there it's cropping into the image. Obviously on the R3 it's a little bit better because you get 18 megapixels, but you know, it's still a handy feature to have. And because I don't use it all the time, then it's fine having it in the function menu and not in the my menu or as a custom hold or a dial setting or something like that. Now of course the next thing we're going to set up is the custom keys. Most of these are as they come out of the camera. One of the things I change, well, I don't change, but I like, is that the custom button 4 is to touch operation selection. That just means it toggles the touch screen on or off. So, you know, I can turn it off for a lot of the time, so I don't accidentally change the focus point, and then turn it on for when I'm ready to use it as a quick way of changing the focus point. One of the other changes I make is I make the center button a focus magnifier. That means that I can just hit that and it'll let me zoom in whether I'm on a lens that is going to do that automatically for me or not. So, you know, super handy on the vintage lenses, as I say. Probably the main change is the custom key to the AL button and the AF on button. I changed the AL button to be AF on, so it will focus whether there's a face or not in there, and then I changed the AF on button to IAF so that is enabled. That works quite well for me because AF on button is in quite a good location, and IAF is what I use most of the time, but it's handy to sometimes change which is IAF and which is AF on. So I still get that option of AF on, but I can still do IAF at the same time. Hopefully that'll make sense. It just gives me a bit more options in terms of when I'm choosing what to focus on. And that's all I have, and it's under 5 minutes. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.